The Unseen Life of Cynthia Ann Parker, the first white woman among the Comanche. Cynthia Ann Parker's life is a poignant tale of capture, assimilation, and the relentless pull of belonging. Her story unveils the human spirit's ability to adapt, survive, and transform within drastically different worlds. Born in 1827 in Illinois, her early years gave no clue of the life-altering path she would later follow. Her family's journey to the Texas frontier, like many settlers of the time, was driven by dreams of new beginnings. But the frontier was fraught with danger, and this dream was shattered during the infamous Fort Parker Massacre of 1836. Cynthia Ann, just 9 years old, was abducted by the Comanche, and from that day forward began a life of complete integration into their society. She adopted their language, traditions, and even married one of their most respected leaders, Chief Peta Nocona. Born to Silas Mercer Parker and Lucinda Parker, Cynthia Ann entered the world on October 28, 1827, in Crawford County, Illinois. Her family, of European descent, lived far removed from the hardships of frontier life, enjoying a relatively quiet existence in Illinois before moving to Texas. Interestingly, her middle name was originally Anna, but over time it evolved into Ann, though the reason behind this change is largely unknown. Her grandfather, John Parker, was a prominent figure in their family's history, a noted ranger and soldier who played a vital role in brokering peace treaties with local Native American tribes. Ironically, these treaties did little to deter bands like the fiercely independent Comanche, who were decentralized and did not adhere to agreements made by other tribes. The Parkers were part of a movement in the early 1830s to establish a fortified settlement in north-central Texas, led by John Parker. The idea was to create a safe haven for settlers amidst the increasing threat of Native American raids. They built Fort Parker on the headwaters of the Navasota River in present-day Limestone County, Texas, a decision that would eventually change the Parker family's future forever. On May 19, 1836, the peace at Fort Parker was brutally shattered when a coalition of Comanche, Kiowa, and Kichai warriors launched an assault on the settlement. The attackers, numbering between 100 to 600, overwhelmed the fort's defenders, who had severely underestimated the strength and tactical skills of the Comanche. Despite the defenders' desperate efforts, they were overrun. During the chaos, Cynthia Ann and 5 others were captured, dragged into a new world beyond the Texas plains. Though ransom negotiations led to the release of other captives over time, Cynthia Ann was never returned. Instead, she was adopted by a Tenouish Comanche couple who renamed her Nadua, meaning someone found. This renaming was symbolic of her transformation from an outsider to a fully integrated member of the tribe. She absorbed Comanche customs and beliefs, forging a new identity that would define her for the rest of her life. Her marriage to Chief Peta Nocona was a turning point, solidifying her status within the tribe. Despite the Comanche tradition that permitted chieftains to take multiple wives, Peta Nocona remained devoted solely to Cynthia Ann. Their union produced 3 children: Quanah, who would later rise to prominence as the last free Comanche chief, a son named Pecos or Pecane, and a daughter, Topsana, meaning prairie flower. Cynthia Ann's deep connection to her new family was unquestionable, and her legacy continued through Quanah, who became a vital figure in the preservation of Comanche culture during the challenging period of westward expansion. Cynthia Ann's life took yet another dramatic turn in 1860, when a band of Texas Rangers, led by Lawrence Sullivan Ross, launched a raid deep into Comanche territory. Rumors had circulated that this group held American captives, and during what would later be called the Battle of Pease River, the Rangers stumbled upon Cynthia Ann. She was seen holding her daughter above her head in a futile attempt to shield herself from the gunfire. Captured and returned to white society, Cynthia Ann's reappearance created a sensation, but for her, it was far from a joyous reunion. Though her biological family welcomed her back, Cynthia Ann herself felt torn between 2 worlds. Having spent 24 years as a Comanche, she no longer identified with the society she had once known. Forced to leave behind her children and her life with the Comanche, her return was far from voluntary. Her heart ached for the family she had built and the life she had embraced. The reintegration process was deeply painful, exacerbated by her inability to communicate fluently in English or adjust to the unfamiliar norms of her former world. Despite her brother Silas Jr.'s efforts to provide a home for her in Van Zandt County, Texas, Cynthia Ann never truly adapted, feeling like a stranger in her own birthplace. The tragedy of Cynthia Ann Parker's story lies in her struggle between two identities, one she was born into and one she grew to love. Her experience offers a powerful glimpse into the complexities of identity, culture, and belonging, raising questions about the cost of assimilation and the human capacity for survival. If this story moved you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more fascinating untold histories.